The government has failed in all ramifications. If we are doing a grading system, we say the government does not even have a pass mark to start with. Because is it the economy? The economy has been completely balkanized. But what can one say when there's practically no opposition in the country? The APC-led government is having a field day, just enjoying and having a great time. There's practically no opposition. Atiku Abubakar sits on Twitter and tweets, joined by his colleague Peter Obi. They think opposition is tweeting and ranting on social media. That's not opposition. Opposition is you have to get in the field, do the hard work, and oppose the government in terms of policy opposition and other sundry issues. But alas, that is not the case in Nigeria. If you look at the inflation figures in the country, the removal of fuel subsidy is one of the greatest albatross of all the economic problems that we're having today. The subsidy used to cushion the effect of unemployment and other sundry issues. Because ours is a consumption kind of economy, we are not producing. So you cannot remove the thing that is cushioning the economy and expect the economy to still survive. And also the concurrent floating of the naira, adversely affected our legal tender, the naira, and which invariably affected prices of goods and commodities because we import almost everything into the country. So if you remove fuel subsidy that was cushioning the economy and you also float the naira, then the inevitable is what we are currently witnessing in Nigeria. Insecurity has neither improved. I would say it has been stagnant in my view because the Buhari administration abandoned governance for almost 8 years. Yes, these people are not the root cause of the problem. You could say that the issue of insecurity was inherited by previous government. But what has been done to turn the tide? This government in particular has been reacting instead of being on the offensive. The strategy we want to see is a situation where we can actually be on the offensive. Because what does it take to just choose areas? Yes, we know that the terrorists have scattered around the country now. We're now witnessing serious uprising and increase in terrorist activities in the Middle Belt, which was not the case until towards the second term of the Buhari regime. Before, insecurity was restricted to just Borno, Yobe, and parts of Adamawa, and they were eventually pushed back under Goodluck Jonathan and largely restricted to Borno, on the fringes of Borno. But Buhari came, someone they told I was a general that he will handle security while Oshibajo will handle the economy. He came and worsened the whole situation in the country, exported insecurity to all parts of the Northwest. Even in states, Katsina, insecurity became the order of the day. Ransom taking, kidnapping. Kidnappers had fun for 8 years. Non-state actors were practically in charge. In fact, Buhari abandoned the entire Kaduna state, both the Abuja-Kaduna Express route to bandits, and the bushes in Kachia, almost everywhere, were taken over by insurgents under Buhari. Benue, Taraba, Yobe, Plateau, killing field under Buhari. Kogi became included, Kwara became included, Oyo became included. The entire part of Edo State, linking Edo, Benue, Kogi, taken over by criminal gangs. So yes, while it can be excused that this government is not they are not the one that caused the problem, but what are you doing to solve the problem? You are elected not to give excuses, but to provide solutions. So the government must approach these issues, and also many people have accused. I think there was a video of a police officer that was talking about internal sabotage a few days ago, that people in the government have a hand in all that is going on. I'm inclined to agree, because if somebody who is in the field is alleging this kind of making this kind of remark, then I'm inclined to agree that indeed, because it's abnormal to find a situation where you find, yes, while the terrorist groups are scattered around the country, there must be a strategy in place to curtail their excesses. Even if it is a region by region based approach. Let us say, let's face the terrorist groups, the Lakurawas in the Northwest, and other terrorist groups in the Northwest. Let's face them squarely and deal with them. Once we finish dealing with them, then we move to the North Central or the Northeast. But the way things are going in the country, it appears to me that if care is not taken, the entire country is going to be engulfed in insecurity. And that would be bad for the economy and for investors. Well, under Goodluck Jonathan, he blamed and said to the Goodluck Jonathan's government that the buck stops on the table of the president. So what has changed? The buck must certainly stop in the table of the president. It is he is the one that he is called president and commander-in-chief. It's not the governors don't even have power to put security checks in place in their states. They are only executive governors in mouth. But in action, it is the president that commands the police, the SSS, the army, the navy, the air force. The president is in charge of internal security in the country. And even when we are to go to war externally, the president is in charge. So the buck truly stops at the table of the president, and the president cannot shift this responsibility. The buck, he must take charge. He must be the one to lead the charge against insurgency in the country and violent terrorist group. If I were in the president's shoes, I'll lead by example and lead troops to some of these states and crush the criminal elements that are terrorizing this country. We are not even seeing any charge by the security agency. We are not seeing it because we need to see people who adopt people, who kill people, who massacre people, children and mothers in their sleep. We need to see them held accountable for their actions. There must be repercussion for bad behavior. We are not currently seeing that in the country today. So what we are seeing is a situation where people do wrong and they get away with it. So other people who are doing good are discouraged from continuing to do the right thing. So since evil people are doing evil things and getting away with it, criminality is profitable. So people are encouraged and urged on indirectly to continue or join those who are perpetrating crimes. So until this government and the president are decisive enough about people that violate the law, that break the law, then we will continue to see issues like this persist. Well, for me, I think they are doing everything wrong. From the economy to issues around even unemployment, inflation, almost everything. They are not getting anything right. The only thing I'll say they've gotten right in recent time is the issue of the decision to give free cesarean section, and some of the health care initiatives to women. Yes, I have seen one or two few instances where abducted people have been rescued and reunited with their family. That one is commendable, but that is a reactionary approach. You must take the war to where the terrorists are. You must stop waiting for a situation where people are abducted, then you go on rescue missions and rescue them. That is not the best way to tackle insecurity. Tackling insecurity, you must provide employment. Unemployment and social inequality are the reasons why people, young men with able blood, able energy and fresh blood running in their veins are joining insecurity and terrorist gangs. So you must cut the bloodstream, the blood flow that encourages young, agile men joining extremist groups by providing the needed employment opportunities for the citizenry, provide the atmosphere. You must see, no nation can develop if the legal and institutional framework is not put in place, whether it is in the banking sector. Today, businesses are dying. Why? Because interest rates are too high. We need a situation where we can have single-digit interest rates so that factories and economic hubs can begin to spring up all over the country. Businesses are closing down, and citizens are doing jack buying instead of jackpada. So it is these are the only ways that you can reduce insecurity and develop the economy. The difference between politicians and we, the ordinary people, is that politicians reason in a different way. You think that he has not done what is needed to earn a second time. He thinks that he has delivered. His supporters feel that he has delivered. The political actors, you can see a situation where, they remove electricity tariff, they increase electricity tariff, remove fuel subsidy, other issues around, even data was increased, by the telecom companies. Have you ever seen any political actors in the National Assembly protest? Have you ever seen the governors show any concern? So the political actors, as they win an election, they're already preparing for the next. So it is not out of place for him to be seeking re-election. But have you seen members of the opposition? Have they done their work as opposition? Oh no, they are waiting for civil society. Oh, they can go and use their chest to collect bullets at Eagle Square, at Unity Fountain. Oh, so that once they dislodge the government, we'll just come in, we'll stroll into Aso Rock. They think that is how opposition is done. Is this how opposition was done in America by Donald Trump? Didn't Donald Trump challenge the establishment and do what was required to take back power? The current opposition in Nigeria is practically non-existent. So that's why you see government getting away with almost everywhere. All over the world, in Kenya, everywhere, in Ghana, anywhere you see opposition displacing the government in power. It's because they put in the hard work. They put their boots on the ground. They get their hands dirty. The opposition here does not want to get their hands dirty. All of them, you can see they are in a hibernation mood. Konkoso is silent. Wait 6 months, 5 months to election. They will all dust their boots. You will see them. They will flood their posters and start campaigning all over the place and hiring crowds, doing rally all over the place. To them, that is what they call opposition. See, every government needs a credible opposition, credible, strong opposition that will challenge the government, to hold the government accountable on the economy, on security, on job creation, on education, on healthcare, on almost every facet of governance. But alas, that is not our case. Here, it's a parody of some software. The opposition are always sleeping. They wait 6 months to election, start crowdfunding. They've turned politics to almost like revenue generation. So, and that is why you see people like Atiku, perpetual contestant. He will always contest for every election. What is wrong in, look at the last election was a golden opportunity for the opposition to have taken over power. Both Atiku and Peter Obi, what stopped them from uniting to defeat the APC? Because the body language of the then president suggests that he was even willing and ready to work with them. He did never redesign. That was targeted at Tinubu. The other policy that they did, all the policies they did was targeted against Tinubu. All that was needed in that last election is unification of the ticket of the opposition. But they were so engrossed in their ego. Atiku went his way, Peter Obi went. These are people that have contested together before on the same joint ticket. They were being sanctimonious. So it is, I do not, sincerely speaking, I do not see anybody stopping Tinubu in the next election. Because in my view, Tinubu will not lose an election that Tinubu conducts. It's too late. It's already too late. That should have been an option in 2023 when Tinubu was outside the system. If Tinubu, who was outside the system, who Naira redesign was done against, all kinds of policy was done against, the incumbent president was not willing for him to emerge, even on the ticket of the APC, but he emerged from outside. You understand? If he emerged, and he didn't emerge ordinarily, he emerged in a mafia way. You saw the policies that played out, where people were stepping down for him at the presidential primaries of the APC. And not only did the marginalization of the then government that didn't want him to emerge, with the popularity of Obi, both online and offline, and with the political sagacity of Atiku and the northern blocs and the critical stakeholders, is it now that he is president? He's the one sitting on the chair. He's the one that will appoint the INEC chairman. And look at the elections that have taken place under him. Edo. You have seen what happened in Ondo. You can see that there's no hope. There's no. If you want me to tell you the truth, I will tell you the truth. But if you want me to be politically correct, I can also be politically correct with you. Oh, there's hope for the opposition. The opposition is going to win, even if they are fragmented into 4 units. Atiku on one end, Obi on the other end, Konkoso on another end, and maybe even a fourth person. Oh, one of them, 4 of them will defeat Tinubu. I can speak like a motivational speaker and talk to you in the language you want to hear. But if it is the truth you want from me, Tinubu is going to win second term. So if Obi and Atiku ticket is actualized, who are the people that will help them bring the numbers in the north? Are they not politicians? Are they not the governors? Are they not the senators? Are they not the House of Rep members? Do they have them? They don't. Look at the key states in the north. The people that control the political architecture in the north. Look at Zamfara. Even where the opposition holds sway. Are they not PDP stakeholders controlling local government wards there? Are they not APC people? Have you not seen the body language of the PDP governors that they are working for Tinubu? Majority of these governors, we're even hearing that the Delta State governor and Oko, all of them, they are moving to APC. The governor of Akwa Ibom has come out openly to say Tinubu's second term is guaranteed, is assured. These opposition people, they are not serious-minded people. It will surprise you that even the governor in Atiku's home state, Adamawa, is working with Tinubu. The governor in Peter Obi's home state is allegedly working with Tinubu because he wants second term. That's Professor Soludo. So who are the people? The people in my village, in Kogi, we know the people that are stakeholders. That if election happens today, they are the one that will sit around the town square and say, oh, this is the person we are voting for. So forget politics that you and I were discussing here. We are too elitist. In the grassroots, the critical stakeholders that determine the elections are known figures. These are people who are known. Who are they going to work with? So, and that is why when I discuss politics, I don't discuss politics emotionally. I discuss politics based on that Nigeria is the peculiarity of the US politics is different from that of Nigeria, that of Ghana. So every nation with its own peculiarity. So I have looked at all the factors, the political factors and the determinant factors in electioneering and politicking in Nigeria. Unfortunately, and this is the kind of politics, and this is something we must focus on going forward, that we must do politics of ideology, which is currently lacking in Nigeria. And that is why you can see people jumping from party A to party B. To them, it's just all about ambition. Ambition simplicity. It's not about competence. It's not about delivering of, oh, Atiku is saying, oh, if I can just get into Aso Rock now, or how do I grab power? Obi is, how do I grab power? Kongoso, Tinubu is, how do I grab power? Not how do I grab power to develop the country. Not how do I grab power. Oh, the reason why we are doing this is because we believe in so ideology. Okay, what is the ideology of Tinubu? What is the ideology of Obi? What is the ideology of Atiku? What's the ideology of Kongoso aside grabbing power? There's no known political ideology. That is one of our problems. And that is why the people usually, when the people are faced with options, the people usually go for the stomach infrastructure option. And unfortunately, that is still predominant in our polity. You know, this idea of tokenism. And that is why, ideologically speaking, in my view, I believe that the political ideology of Nigeria is sharing rice. Rice is our political ideology. Anybody that can share the most rice during electioneering season, pre-election and post-election season is the most popular person. And that is why our leaders believe that rice is the solution to all of our problems. And unfortunately, until a superior ideology is canvassed and aptly, passed across the length and breadth of the country, rice will still remain our political ideology. Not only will Tinubu win in 2027, Tinubu will install a successor after he finishes his second term. That's how bad our situation is. If you look at what happened in Edo, where results were changed entirely and nothing happened. A governor has been suspended unconstitutionally. Nigerians have moved on. So is it me? You want to turn me to a motivational speaker that will be encouraging you that, oh, there's a utopian dream somewhere, or that because of this, the concept of Ubuntu, I should preach optimism to you. Better for me to preach pessimism, so that the people can know the challenges ahead, the dangers, the insurmountable obstacle that they are facing, so that maybe when they listen to my preaching of pessimism, they can become angered enough to react. But you can see, as you move the length and breadth of this country, there is no anger. There's no, you will have thought that with the removal of Sim Fubara in Rivers, that there will have been reaction across the country. Even if not by the citizens, like the political class will react. No reaction. No, it was like nothing happened. No reaction till today. And so Tinubu will win second time. There will be nothing will happen. Nigerians will move on. He will install a successor. Nothing will happen. Nigerians will move on. Unfortunately, that is the situation we have found ourselves. One important thing that I also need to add is that not only is this pessimism only in politics, it's even in the economy. If anybody had told you that subsidy will be removed and fuel price will be selling for above 1,000 and Nigerians will move on, will you have believed? From 100 and something naira. So nothing happened. Is the election that will make people react? So, my brother, I'm not trying to give up on the country, but I'm saying things the way they are. That Nigeria of today, I do not see any way forward, politically speaking. I do not see any way forward. I wish I see a way forward. You know, if I see a way forward, I would have said so. But unfortunately, I do not see any way forward. Yes, almost a one-party state kind of. And we are now in the realm of to attend to Israel. Because how do you explain it? Where everybody has become an hallelujah boy in the National Assembly. Everybody is singing on your... Were you not here when the entire National Assembly was singing on your mandate we shall stand during the budget presentation? APC, PDP, Labour Party, everybody inclusive, including YPP, House of Reps. Everybody was singing on your mandate we shall stand. Governor Sheriff has just been singing on your mandate we shall stand. The PDP governors were practically singing on your mandate we shall stand via their communique at their last meeting in Oyo. So, what do you expect? I've told myself that I will no longer cry more than they believe. This idea of me being a town crier, perpetual town crier, no. Nigerians must get to the point where you must show to them that you don't care anymore, so that they begin to care for themselves. The reason why the country is this bad is that the looters outside government who are praying on the queue to get into government to loot are more than the looters within government. And that is why you see me sounding so pessimistic. When you go to a typical ministry in Nigeria, so that almost the look on the face of everybody is, when it will be my turn for me to loot? When will it be my turn? So if you see anybody within the ministry unhappy, fighting the system, it's not because he wants the system to work. It's because he's not being carried along. It's because he's not getting his own share of the loot. Parents tell their children that they should go and date people that have capacity. What do you mean? Someone that can buy you an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Someone that can give you money to bring home to your parents. Is that the kind of country that you expect political change to take place? It's a societal issue where we elevate get-rich syndrome at all costs, by all means. People don't care how you make money. Just make money. Just have money. So it's a societal problem, and until we solve that problem, the political issues and the political dynamics that we're facing will persist. I'm not giving them any hope. If they don't want to challenge the government, so be it. I'm not going to be anybody's motivational speaker. Let us all remain like this. If the country is favoring all of us, let the country continue. If buying fuel at almost 1,000 naira per litre is good, let us all continue. I'm not giving anybody hope. Nigerians deserve what they are getting. This is what Nigerians want. This is what Nigerians voted for in the last election. They should repeat it again in 2027. I've gone past that time that I'll be telling somebody that, oh, please, let's challenge this. No. Let's leave things the way they are. Is it Nobuba Galadima that said Nigerians deserve suffering? That there's nothing that he needed to say that he didn't tell Nigerians during the electionary period. But Nigerians were adamant. I go to my village on election day, people tell me that they are going to collect money and vote for a particular candidate. I try to tell them, they tell me that, bros, respect yourself. Respect yourself. We don't want to disrespect you because we have respect for you. And when people that are supposed to be your kid brother start pointing finger in your hand, if you are not careful, they'll put it in your eye. So the truth of the matter is that Nigerians know what they are doing. Stop trying to say that, oh, Nigerians are not politically naive. Nigerians know exactly what they are doing. They are enjoying the government, so let the enjoyment continue. I'm not going to advise the opposition. The opposition, they are in bed with the government in power. So even if I advise them, it will be akin to me pouring water into a leaking basket. So I will not advise them. They should continue what they are doing. The strategy that they are employing is good. So let this governance and this system of government continue. Sincerely, my greatest advice to young people entrepreneurs, and plan your life outside government and politics. This is the only solution and the way out. Because if you do not, you will learn the hard way. The truth is, if you are waiting for government to do anything for you, either provide light, water, or basic amenity, you are wasting your time. Because nothing of such is going to happen. So the earlier, the better for you. You plan your life outside government so that you will not get unexpected shock, and so that you'll be prepared for the challenges ahead. When you plan your life outside government and politics, things become easier, and you can now predetermine the foreseeable and the unforeseeable. For me, I think that is what works for me, and I feel that young people and young entrepreneurs should do this and adopt as a strategy.